All right, so this is going to be the second video in this series. I've decided I thought I would go down and do each of these in a row, but I decided there's two of them that I need to talk about first because several of the other apps use them. One being the one that I use to email students, and the other one, the student tracker. So we'll go over the one that I use to email students first. Go over that one today. So you may ask yourself, why did I create a whole app just for emailing students? I can do that through groups in Microsoft Office, Office 365, and Outlook. But it got to be such a pain. I mean, like to create a group on the fly. If I wanted to create a group just for my students who are going to Skills USA, I needed to go in there, create the group, and then add each one, add their emails. And it got tedious creating groups on the fly, and changing groups. Like in terms, like term one changes every year, so it's going to be different students every year. So I had to go in, delete those, bring in the new ones. I thought a email manager that has my entire roster in there, a roster of all students, which is here, would be much easier. Then I could just create a group, pick the students that I wanted to group, and go. And then I can email that group, and it goes to all those students. So that was the reasoning behind it. The app allows me to send emails to groups. Like I can pick the group that started term one. I can pick the group that started term two, pick them both, send it to both of them at the same time. If I don't want it to send it to everyone in there, I can pick individual ones in there. I can keep all my groups in here for different terms. Students that are still looking for jobs, that have already graduated, that are still looking for jobs, I still email them any job openings. My students who are going to Skills USA this year in Jacksonville, I can email them anything to do with just Skills USA. That way I'm not emailing other students who aren't going. They don't need to see that. They don't want to see that. And then as each term comes around, I can, when we got term 3 coming up, I'll be adding the new students to term 3 that started in January. And then term 4 just graduated. So I'll be taking these students out soon. Just makes it easier to add and remove students, create groups on the fly, or I can do by individual. I can just see every student in the class and just pick random ones that I want to send an email to for any reason. Now I can use templates, or I can just write a freehand email. So in templates, I can create stuff like on the second day of class, I send the same email to all students that started that term. On the 10th day of class, I send the same email to all students that started that term. I send out they are required to do an email assignment during that first week, and I send out a template for that email assignment, basically just telling them how to finish that assignment and what they have to do. I send out emails for reminding them about their progression, about their toolkits that they're going to get after they pass the A+. So these are all the templates, and I can go in here into my template manager and add templates, take away templates. If there's some new email that I've decided that I need to send, often, these are all emails that I send often. So I put them in templates, and then I can just go in here, pick a person, pick a template, and send it to them. Or, like I said, I can write it by hand. I can also schedule it to send later. And this connects directly to Microsoft Outlook. So when I hit send via Outlook, it creates the email in Outlook. It's ready to go. So I went through the templates. Here's where I can create the groups on the fly. I can create a new group. Let's say I want to create a new student group. Name it test. This is up here, allows me to tell it whether it's one of the terms, meaning it has an end date, a start date, and an end date, or if it's a custom group such as job seekers or Skills USA that don't have a start or an end date. So we'll create a custom group test, and then go in there and manage members. So now everybody in there, I can add whoever I want to that group. So when I go to send an email, I can go by group, just select test, and it's going to go to those 3 students. So it makes it really easy to create groups on the fly and add whatever students I want into them or take them out if I need to. I upload my entire roster into here. This comes directly from the school's official system. I download a CSV and then upload it into here. Here's where I put students after they graduate. So it's pretty automated. So when a student, let's say a student graduates, I think I already did everybody's graduating soon. Well, Zachary will be graduating in January. So I can go in here, archive the student, and I don't want to do it, but it's going to say, do you want to archive, and say yes, and then ask me, do you want to add him to the job seekers? So in other words, is he graduating today, but he doesn't have a job yet? So we're going to put him in job seekers so he keeps getting the emails for the jobs. And then it's going to ask me what's his personal email, because he's going to lose access to the school email. So I'll put his personal email in here, and every Monday when I send out jobs, it'll go to that group, and they still get the jobs after they graduate. I think that's pretty much everything in here. Let me flip through and see if there's anything I missed. And like I said, this app is used by several other apps, so that's why I wanted to go through this one first, because this one, the roster and the groups are all kept in a shared database. So other apps that have to send emails will see these groups and this roster too. So for example, the attendance tracker, when it sends attendance to students, I can tell it, which students to send their attendance to. Job opening generator, I can tell which terms to send job openings to. So there's several of them that use this shared database, and it's all managed from here. So the database that I created here with these different groups in the roster is shared to other apps, so they can send emails all through this app. So I think that's everything. All right, so that's the email manager app. Today's the last day of class till we go on winter break. So the next app I'll be talking about is going to be the student tracker, because that's also used by a couple other apps. And that will be sometime beginning of January. We come back January 5th, but I'll have new students that day, so I may or may not shoot a video that day, but it'll be sometime the first couple weeks of January. I'll put out another episode talking about the student tracker. And then after that, we'll just go one by one down, talk about them all.